Hello there.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. We missed last week.
We did.
I was jonesing.
Me too.
Had to read extra pages in the Bible to make up for it.
It's hard when we miss a session.
I know. Oh well. Let's see. We were talking about the flood last time, right?
Yes,
Where did we leave off at?
I think it was Genesis. Wait,
It's one of these.
maybe. Yeah, I think it was those three. We covered those three. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. The water was there for 150 days, not 40.
Right.
Okay. Genesis 8:1. Let's see what it says. Oh, get that out of my way. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged.
Assuaged. Is that like
To weave
assuaged?
through the idea of secreting, to ally, I don't know what that word is. Passions physically abate, to back off.
Okay.
The fountains
So it
also,
started to recede.
yeah, the fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped. This right here
Mm-hmm.
is where all the water comes from.
Right.
A lot of people think the water came from the rain, 40 days and
Mm-hmm.
40 nights. It did rain 40 days and 40 nights, but that is not where the water comes from.
Yeah. That wasn't enough to cause the flood. It
Right,
came from below.
right. And it is believed at the time of the flood, there were not mountains. There's no
Mm.
mention of mountains before the flood. The mount,
Interesting.
yeah, the valleys sank down and the mountains came up. So the water pushed the earth down and rolled up. So um, there is records of snails and fish skeletons and sea creatures on mountains,
That's crazy.
and they didn't swim up there.
Yeah. How
So,
did they get there then?
right, that is really strong evidence for a flood. I don't know how you could explain that away.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right. Let's see. So 8:2 through 11 sent the fowl looking for land. Okay, so they're still on the ark. The waters stop raining. The waters are starting to recede, but there's still no land.
Okay.
Okay. And the waters returned from off the earth continually, and after the end of 150 days, the waters abated.
Hmm.
That means going down or returning. The ark rested in the seventh month. So they floated around for 7 months.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Surviving, keeping all the animals alive, doing that work for 7 months,
feeding them and getting rid of their
cleaning.
excrement.
Hmm.
And on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat, this is where God says the ark rested. The mountains
Okay.
of Ararat. Now, there is a mountain called Ararat, but that's not where it is, as far as we know. The waters decreased.
Do you know, did they ever find traces of the ark on Ararat?
There's people who claim to have found it, and then there's people who say it was never there. So it's, let's
Oh,
see.
okay.
Let's see if I can bring up a quick thing on that. Firefox, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. All right. So this picture here is probably the best evidence for an arc.
Hmm.
What you see there, let's see if I can bring it up. You see this edge right here?
Yeah.
It's kind of boat shaped. It's
Yeah.
possible that the walls rotted and, over time, and it just kind of fell down. And they have taken readings over this area, and they find what they believe are beams buried under this.
No kidding.
It's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you might say, well, where'd all the wood go? Well, maybe they used it to build houses. Maybe they burned it. Who knows what they did with it?
Or they rotted,
Or they
it's
rotted, yeah.
wood. It's interesting. There's like a little tip right there, a point at the tip.
Here?
It does definitely look, yeah, it looks like it could for sure be
Yeah.
the shape of a boat.
There's been a few excavations to try to find the ark. Now, I've seen a video where they said the ark was like sticking out of part of a mountain and it was covered in ice. Who
Hmm.
knows?
Yeah.
Here's the way I look at it. I do not need physical evidence
Oh yeah.
of an ark to believe the Bible.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that want to be able to prove it,
Hmm.
but I think God wants us to believe it by faith.
Yeah.
For some reason, he just loves when we believe by faith.
Hmm.
The waters decreased continually until the 10th month. So from the 7th month to the 10th month, the waters were slowly decreasing. For 3 months,
3 months.
the waters were decreasing. On the first day of the month were the tops of mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. And he sent also a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the earth. So it's sounding like up here it's telling us where the ark rested, but now we're talking about they're still in the water, like
Hmm.
it's a headline and then some information to lead you to the headline. That's kind of the way
Yeah.
I think of it. So um, so they're in after the fourth 40 days. At the end of the 40 days, when it was raining, it had finished raining, Noah opened a window and he let out a bird to see if it would come back with any evidence of land, maybe a branch or a
Hmm.
leaf or dirt or something. He did it several times with a raven, and then one time he sent forth a dove to see if the waters were abated from the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her feet, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters of the face of the whole earth, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand and took her and pulled her in to him into the ark.
So still water, no land yet.
Right. At least nothing brought back by the dove.
Hmm.
And he stayed yet other 7 days, and again sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the morning, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked
Hmm.
off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. He stayed yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. So the dove found a place to land and stayed there.
So
Now,
54 days
yeah, now
before they finally got out.
where he's at, he's still sees water everywhere he looks.
Oh,
He's
okay.
sending out a dove to see if the dove can, the dove can fly high and can look around.
Yeah.
And several weeks before the dove came back with a leaf in its mouth.
Right. Okay.
And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. 600th,
Wow.
and it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up. Now, I don't know if that's his 600th year. I don't know what that means. That right there. In the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spoke to Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, all of the flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. Noah went forth and his sons and his wife and his wife's sons.
Mm-hmm.
So they were
They were in
not
there for a while.
They were not
Mm-hmm.
in this thing for 40 days. They were there for over 7, probably 8 months.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's where they departed from the ark. So, sorry. Genesis chapter 9. Okay, it's right here. It's going to say it right here. And every beast, every creeping thing, every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled the sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the
Mm-hmm.
imaginations of man's heart is evil from his youth, neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While he, while the earth remaineth, seed, time, and harvest, and cold and heat, summer and winter, all day and night shall not cease. This is the first record of cold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you remember me telling you last time we talked that there probably wasn't ever ice or snow,
Mm-hmm.
and that what probably happened, this is just a guess based on some creationist videos that I've watched, when the fountains of the deep broke open, supernatural fountains broke up, probably taking rocks and debris with them, and they might have broke through a canopy of ice that covered the earth.
Mm-hmm.
The earth might have had a dome. There's some verses that indicate it probably did. And that ice, as it fell to the earth, would have been supernaturally cold from being in space.
Mm-hmm.
And the magnetism of the poles would have drawn the ice mostly to the poles, which is probably the ice that we still have today,
Yeah.
4,000 years later. And after this event of Noah is the first time cold and heat are mentioned, summer and winter. So cold and winter
Mm-hmm.
are mentioned. This is an interesting verse. While the earth remaineth, seed, time, and harvest. You plant seeds,
Mm-hmm.
you wait, and then you harvest.
Yep.
It looks like seed, time, and harvest. It's really seed, time, harvest.
So you're yeah, to so he's talking saying building crops and everything,
Yeah,
growing crops.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, from this day forth, while the earth
While the earth
remaineth,
remains.
this will be the case.
Mm-hmm.
And cold and heat, and summer and
Mm-hmm.
winter, and day and night shall not cease.
Shall not cease.
All right. Uh, chapter 9. God blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard um, well meaning pastors teach that the earth probably had, before Adam and Eve, it probably had pre Adamic people, pre Adam and Eve people, because of this word replenish. That word in the King James back then meant fill, not
Mm-hmm.
refill. And some pastors will see verses like that and go, see, this is refill the earth. Well, in this case, it is because God just wiped out everything with the flood.
Yeah.
So this is to refill. But look at the definition, to fill or fill in, not refill.
Right.
Now, today we think of replenish as to refill, like to replenish a supply of nuts and bolts at
Mm-hmm.
a build
You
site.
drink a glass of water, you're gonna refill it.
Yeah, you're replenishing your nutrients,
Yeah.
whatever. So, but that word originally meant to fill.
Interesting.
Yeah, if
So, but where, how would they use that in relation to there being people before Adam and Eve?
I'll show you. Let's see if it'll do it for me. Okay, Genesis chapter 1. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female. When he says man, he's
Mm-hmm.
talking male and female. It is grammatically correct to say mankind. That means male and female.
Right.
Okay, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. This is Genesis
Mm-hmm.
chapter 1, verse 28. This is the very beginning.
Oh,
So,
so they're thinking refill,
yes,
replenish.
yes.
Yep. Okay.
They're saying there must have been something before this. No,
Yeah.
that,
But it's defined as fill, to fill.
right, to fill. That was the word that they used in 1611 when the King James was translated. That was the word that meant fill.
Mm-hmm.
Why they
I
didn't
see.
say fill, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's where they get that from. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, and upon all that moveth upon the earth, upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. That's God giving us godhood over the earth.
Mm-hmm. Super cool.
Yes. Now that part right there that says, sorry, everything that creepeth upon the earth. Where is
Mm-hmm.
it? Oh, it moveth upon. Oh, it doesn't say
Yep.
move it.
Move upon the earth.
Yeah, it
Moveth
doesn't say
upon the
creep. In another place, it says creepeth upon the earth. We have authority over creeps.
earth. We do have authority over
Yeah,
creeps.
we have authority over the creeps. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time there is a record that I know of us eating meat.
Yep.
It was originally, we were herbivores. We ate fruit and herbs
Mm-hmm.
because back in Genesis, he says, every tree, every green thing I give to you for food, or herb for food,
Mm-hmm.
even as the green herb I gave you all things. So he's even, so right here in Genesis 1:29 is where he first tells them to eat. I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. That's what
Mm-hmm.
God told them to eat, fruit
Yep.
and vegetables. Now he's telling them every moving thing that liveth shall be food for you.
Just
Even,
like all of the herbs and greens and fruits and trees.
right. And back here in the previous verse, he said, the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the field. This is the reason why
Mm-hmm.
squirrels run from you, and deer
Mm-hmm.
run from you, and rabbits and birds, and you can't get near them.
They're afraid.
They're afraid of us.
Mm-hmm.
Either God put the fear into them, or I'm not sure, but this is him declaring that all animals will be afraid of us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So
Don't eat people.
we don't eat, yeah, we don't eat people. We don't eat living flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of these are Levitical laws that basically say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the end of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of him. What does that mean?
Yeah. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require. Oh my gosh, that's such a mouthful.
Yes, let's see if the next one leads us to more. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for the image of God made he man. This is saying you kill somebody, they have the right to kill you.
Yeah, that I get, but 5, I'm still, that's, and surely your blood, and
Let's read.
surely your blood of your lives.
There's a couple cross references here. Let's see what they say. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. If an ox gore a man or woman that they die, the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the
It's,
ox shall be quit.
I mean, when I first read it, it's saying if you kill a beast, I need some of your blood, but that's not what it means,
No.
obviously. So I'm like, what is,
In the mob, if you kill a mob guy and he belongs to that mob, they're going to come and avenge the death. They're going to come and
yeah,
kill you. I think that's kind of what this is. It's just a,
okay,
I think this is just a really wordy way of saying it. And surely your blood of your lives will I require at the hand of every beast. If a beast harms you, I will require them to pay back. They're going to die.
okay,
He's saying if a beast takes your life, your blood of your lives, at the hand of every beast, I will require it. So I think he's just saying if a bear kills your daughter, you go kill the bear.
okay. At the hand of every beast I require. Okay.
And if man kills man, his blood will be
Hmm.
required of him. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, I will require the life of him. It's just basically eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, life for a life. I think that's what this is. Do you think it could have been more complicated, that verse?
Well, I can get life for life, eye for an eye if it's like an animal, but if it's a person against a person, if
This,
someone kills my daughter and I go avenge my daughter's death,
well,
that's
no, it says
wrong.
God will require it. So maybe this is like capital, this is the verse that supports capital punishment.
Okay.
You get a murderer
Okay.
that's
Yep.
going, then the government's going to take him out. God
God will
requires
require
his blood.
it. Okay.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. That right there, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying because man is the image of God. So if you take a man's life, they're going to take his life. They're going
Yep.
to, yeah,
Eye for an eye.
yes. We're getting kind of away from the flood thing here,
We
aren't we?
are, yeah.
Let's see. Let's just jump down to Genesis 9, verse 8. And God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, Behold, I will establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. That's every
Mhm.
generation after you. And with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth, I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. So God just swore right here, he will never flood the earth again.
Mhm.
Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. So this
Mhm.
whole verse is a promise. He'll never do it again.
Yep.
And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations. That means forever and ever and ever, as far as life goes. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. You want to take a gander at what that's talking about? Guess. Just take a guess.
I'm guessing that it's us seeing Jesus again. No?
This is saying every time it rains, there's going to be a cloud. I will place a bow in the cloud.
What's a bow? A rainbow?
Yeah, baby.
What?
Yeah.
I was thinking that okay, hold on.
Not
Let
like
me
this
actually
kind of
reread
bow.
this again. Yeah. That's literally what I was thinking. And I'm like, is that a symbolization for Jesus when he returns, how we're all gonna see him?
A
Wow.
rainbow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, so now let me elaborate on this a little bit and read between the lines.
Yeah.
It, in order to prove his promise that he will never flood the earth again, when it rains,
Hmm.
somewhere there's going to be sun shining to create a rainbow.
Yeah.
So even though it's raining, there's going to be a sun somewhere,
Yep.
sunshine.
Yes.
Proof that it's never going to be like it was, where it's just going to
Yeah.
keep raining and cover the earth. A rainbow.
A rainbow.
Let's see if NIV says rainbow. Oh, look at this. I have set my
It does.
rainbow.
Yeah, I was totally off. I was thinking like Return of Jesus type thing.
Yeah. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of the flesh, of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So he swore that he'll never cover the earth with water again,
It's like
right?
a symbol of peace. Like, don't worry. You see my rainbow. It's not nothing bad is happening.
Right. Imagine people going, oh, it's raining again. Oh my God, build
No,
an ark.
no.
No. Now, there is a verse somewhere where he uses this swearing that he'll never cover the earth again. You remember me talking about Shaba? I
Yeah.
swear I will never be mad with or wroth with you or rebuke you.
Yeah.
That word Shaba,
Yeah.
uh, how do you spell wroth? That's probably
Roth.
not. It's
Yeah.
probably Wroth.
Oh. Mhm.
Wroth with thee. This is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have
Mhm.
sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I will not be wroth with thee nor rebuke thee. You remember me talking about
Mhm.
this?
I do.
This is a swearing, a
Mhm.
promise. I will never be mad at people again.
Mhm.
So,
Never. He's never gonna punish us.
because he punished Jesus for us
Mhm.
in our place, and that
Yep.
satisfied his wrath forever.
Mhm.
So when your mom doesn't go to church or doesn't pray the rosary and she thinks God's
Mhm.
mad at her, this verse right here is the promise that God will never be mad at you.
Yep, for sure.
And this swearing is the word Shaba,
Mhm.
to seven oneself. You remember me talking about that? I swear, I swear, I
Yeah.
swear. I swear. Okay. All of this statement is based on the way I swore that I would never cover the earth with water again,
Mhm.
which is what we're reading about right now.
Yep. Love that.
All right. So the rainbow, what's 12 through 17? God said, covenant, I'll remember my covenant, everlasting flesh. Okay. God said to Noah, this is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. Not just mankind, every living thing. He will
Mhm.
never cover the water. He will never cover the earth with water again.
How do you think how do you think this differs from like natural disasters like tsunamis, like
Well, tsunami. Okay, my understanding of tsunamis is there's an earthquake somewhere underwater
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it creates this giant ripple, which then might be 3 or 5 or 8 feet high that just rolls all the way until it hits land.
Yeah.
And one of the places that it does it the most is Japan, because there's a lot
Mhm.
of underground volcanoes and probably fault lines near Japan.
Yeah.
So they get tsunamis a lot.
Yeah.
Did God create the tsunamis? I don't think so.
Right. It's just kind of a natural disaster type of.
It's the Earth's crust shifting and moving. You know, you got
Yeah.
plates that are under tension, and they finally shift, and it creates this ripple effect. You take a rock and drop it into water, you see that ripple that goes.
Mhm.
Okay, multiply that by 100,000 times force coming up from under the ground.
Right.
That ripple just, could be 6 feet high, and when it rolls into land, it wipes out everything in its path.
Everything.
Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
water is
Sad.
a huge, huge force
Mhm.
to reckon with. All right. So let's jump down to verse 29.
950 years. Wow.
Noah lived after the flood 350 years
My
for a
goodness.
total of 950 years. That means when Noah entered the ark, he was 600 years old.
Wow.
That means he and his 3 sons built that ark when he was 600 years old.
That is insane.
Yeah, it might have taken them years to build, so it might have been,
Wow.
550 years. Didn't I show you that thing about,
That graph?
yeah, the longevity thing?
Yeah.
Isn't that
That is
cool?
super cool. That's so cool.
And you can get that out of just by looking at the dates in the Bible. This is
Yeah.
why creationists believe that the earth is only about 6,000 years old,
Mhm.
because of the record of the begats. He begat him, begat, and it gives their ages each time they begat someone.
Yeah.
So when you go figure it all out and you start from today and backtrack, it's roughly 6,000 years old. All this hogwash about the earth being billions, millions, and billions of years old, there's
Mhm.
absolutely no evidence to support that. You
I
realize
don't
that, right?
understand. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand how they just say these things and and go with it and get so many people to believe it and
In the 1800s, long before there was ever the invention of radiometric dating, dating rocks and fossils and things like that,
Mhm.
long before that was invented, a man, I can't think of his name, who read, I think it's Charles Lyell, I think is his name. I might be wrong. He read some books like from, trying to think of the name of that guy who wrote the book on how we all came from one living thing in the
Darwin?
tree. Darwin, thank you. Either he read a book that predated Darwin or he read Darwin's book. I forget which. But he believed that, and he did not like the church. He didn't like the God
Mhm.
thing. So he invented what is known today as the geologic column. Have you
Mm.
heard of this?
No.
The geologic column are the sediment layers. Well, here, I'll pull it up and we'll see what they look like. I need to open a new window, Mark. Firefox. Okay. Let's see, when was it invented? Geologic time scale. All right, well, I'll just give you a quick. So here's the geologic column.
Mhm.
Okay, it's the ages of the Earth. As you go deeper, it's older. That's the theory. All right, and you pass through different layers of different sediments. Um, some of them are sandstone. Some of them are, you got different sandstones and
Mhm.
limestone. And here's something interesting. How do they know this sandstone from this sandstone?
Right.
How do they know this limestone from this limestone?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this was invented to support the age of the earth is very old.
Hmm.
Now, this was invented way before carbon dating or radiometric dating was invented. So now we have these testing methods like uranium to lead. Uranium decays, unstable uranium decays into multiple elements, and each time it decays into another element, eventually it becomes lead, which is a stable element that no longer decays.
Hmm.
So they created a test where they measure how much uranium is in a rock and how much lead is in a rock, and they give it a date based on the decay rate of this unstable uranium. Well, there's some assumptions. How much uranium was in it to begin with? How
Hmm.
much lead was in there to begin with? And
Yeah.
is the decay rate of uranium to lead the same now as it was 6,000 years ago? What if the flood changed the decay rate? What if it was faster?
Yeah. There's
Things would
a
look
lot of
very old.
factors. You don't have a true control to be able to test that.
Right. So here's some interesting. They tried to make like fossils. They're saying this area here, this age, the Mesozoic era has these fossils in it. The Paleozoic has these fossils in it, and so forth. The Cambrian has these fossils in it. So they use the fossils to date the depths of the earth, but they use the
Hmm.
depths of the earth to date the fossils.
Hmm.
It's circular reasoning.
Right. And
Nowhere,
hasn't there been proof too where there's like fossils of the same animals in different layers?
yes,
So that would debunk this.
yes. See this right here down at the
Yeah.
bottom? That's a trilobite. They say that was one of the very first earliest animals to be formed. The trilobite has one of the most complex eyes we've ever uh, investigated.
Mm.
So already you've got complexity in a simple
Yeah.
animal. Is it possible that these animals are buried because of a global flood and they're
Hmm.
buried by density or
Yep.
weight mass? The ones
It's
at the
like
bottom,
trees that they have found that are sticking straight up and down, straight
polystrate
vertical.
fossils.
Yeah.
That's this right here. This is a tree passing through
Hmm.
coal seams, through sedimentary rocks, suggesting rapid exposition.
Hmm.
No. Well, yes,
It.
it was laid. The earth was laid down around that tree during Noah's flood, probably.
Hmm. Right.
So anyway, there's some really interesting things in here, all
That's
regarding the
really
flood.
interesting.
Let's see.
Gosh, 950 years he lived.
Yeah, this right here is the begats after the flood. The Lord
Hmm.
scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the earth, and they left off to build the city, for the name of it is called Babel, because the Lord did there confound their language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad on the face of the earth. This right here explains why there's different languages and different people groups all around the
Hmm.
planet.
They each kind of were given a new language and said, go
Yes.
and rebuild, recreate.
When they got off the ark, they began to multiply. Noah and his three sons and their wives began to multiply, and they had children and
Hmm.
children and children. And they started to worship like the sun, not God. And they were going to build a tower, I guess, to worship the sun. I don't know.
Hmm.
And it made God mad because they built this tower not to him, but to this false god.
Yeah, I remember this. And there's like the tower that's like half built that's just kind of there. And
Could be really, there could be a
yeah,
real version of it. So,
or there was, yeah, that.
The Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded, and the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they
Mm-hmm.
have all one language, and this they began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do.
Mm-hmm.
What a statement.
Yep.
They're
He
all
needs to break
working
them up.
together. They're all working together to build this tower.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing will be restrained from them, meaning they could accomplish anything they want because they have
Mm-hmm.
one language.
Yep. They're able to talk and work together and understand one another. So he's gotta stop it.
Let us go down, therefore, there, confound their language, that they may not understand one another. So let's say you
Mm-hmm.
got, I don't know, 5,000 people, and God says, that 500 speaks one language, this 500 speaks another language. Okay, so now you got all these people are together trying to build this tower, but now they can't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And can you imagine how frustrating that is? Have you ever gone to a foreign country and you can't communicate with the other people?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It's very difficult.
This is what he did. He changed their languages and
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't communicate anymore, so they left
Mm-hmm.
and they went their own way. Now,
Yep.
if you take two long-haired dogs and you breed them, you're going to get long-haired dogs.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them is shorter hair and you rebreed it, you might start to get shorter haired dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a breeding thing. Maybe one of the dogs comes out with white spots. You start breeding it, you got more dogs with white spots. This is
Right.
what happened with the people when they split up. Some of
Mm-hmm.
the people maybe had slightly slanted eyes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
over time, that's our Asian people.
Yep.
They all have slanted eyes. Some people have red hair. Over time, they all have red hair. That's your Irish.
Yeah.
So over time, these different people groups are breeding within themselves and they're not interbreeding with the other groups. And so their features become more dominant and more defined. Polish people tend to have big noses and big ears.
Yep.
Germans
How
tend to have
each
blue
cult
eyes.
Yeah. It's how each different race was kind of formed.
Right. But they are all part of the human race.
Yep. All part of the human race, all descendants from Noah and Adam and Eve.
Yep.
Yes.
Ultimately from Adam and Eve, but
Yeah.
through Noah's three sons. We all came from those
Mm-hmm.
three sons.
Right.
So now it starts to, the name of that place was called Babel. Do you know that there is a language teaching software called Babel?
Yeah.
You can learn any language.
I do know that.
And you know what will happen eventually?
I'll have one language again.
And then,
Yep. We could do anything.
and and since our hearts are typically on evil, only the saved won't be evil. They're gonna,
That could get scary.
yeah,
Could be bad.
yeah. So he scattered them from abroad, blah, blah, blah. The name of that place is called Babel because the Lord did there confound their language.
Hmm.
That's why it's called Babel. And from thence did the Lord scatter them upon the face of the earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem is one of Noah's sons. So it's going bang, 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 bang through all his sons.
Hmm.
And then somewhere in here, we're going to go through the other two sons. Sorry. Look at the ages of these guys, 500 years. And then he begat sons and daughters.
So
He
he didn't
lived,
even have sons and daughters until 500 years?
and Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad, lived 500 years and begat sons and daughters. It,
Wow.
did he make sons and daughters during the 500 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
Arphaxad lived 5 and 30 years, 35 years, and had Selah. Arphaxad lived after he begat Selah 403 years. So 5 and
Wow.
30 years plus 403. So it's adding up all the dates and the times, and
Yep.
they lived a long time.
They
All right,
did.
how much time we got left? 15.
15.
Okay, we got a few more verses. Let's look at some other places that refer to the flood. But
Okay.
by the way, I believe Jesus refers to the flood.
Oh.
Uh, uh, right here. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. He's talking about the end of the earth.
Hmm.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Jesus is referring to Noah, the how it was during Noah's time. He had not 8 righteous people, and the rest of the world was evil.
Hmm.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. It's spelled differently because this is in the Greek and
Okay.
the other Noah is in the Hebrew, but it's the same
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
It's referring to Noah.
Hmm.
And knew not until the flood came and it took them all away. So there's several verses right here. Jesus refers to the flood.
Yeah.
All right, Luke 17. It's just now Luke is accounting the same probably conversation. Likewise, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat and drink, and they bought and they sold, and they planted and builded. Lot was in Sodom and Gomorrah. You've heard about Sodom and Gomorrah, where God rained down fiery brimstone and burnt them up.
Was this the, I think so. Was this the where they like he wiped everyone out, all the babies and
No,
everything?
no, Sodom and Gomorrah. The word Sodom is where we get sodomy.
Okay.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's what men were doing to men in Sodom and Gomorrah. And God went there and
Oh,
wiped them out because they were evil. They were continually evil. Lot was
but
Abraham.
he wiped out the whole generation, right? Like
He wiped out the
everyone,
whole city,
the whole city. Yeah, babies, kids,
everything,
everyone.
cattle,
Yeah. Yes, I've
everything.
heard of that one. Yeah.
It rained brimstone, flaming brimstone, fiery brimstone, which is
Hmm.
a mineral. It touches anything, it burns it.
Yeah.
Lot was Abraham's nephew. Lot lived in either Sodom or Gomorrah. I forget. He went out of
Oh.
Sodom. So he lived in Sodom with his wife and his 2 or 3 daughters. An angel of the Lord came and told him, leave, because we're going to take this city out. It's too evil.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna ask,
Yeah.
did he make it?
Yeah, he got out. But his wife turned around and they told him not to turn around and look at the city. On their way out, his wife turned around and looked at the city, and she became a pillar of salt.
No
Yeah, you've
way.
probably heard of that before, right?
I
She
didn't hear that part.
she
No.
turned into a pillar of salt. Just
Wow.
watching what God, watching the wrath that God dumped on Sodom and Gomorrah, it killed her too. And she wasn't even
Wow.
there. She just turned and looked at it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Psalms. For he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein, for he founded it upon the seas.
Mhm.
The earth was on top of water, not water on top of the earth.
Really?
The water was under the earth
Under the earth.
when he created
Yeah.
it. When the fountains of the deep broke open, all that water spewed out, and that's what covered the earth, and then it eventually all drained into the what we see as today as the oceans.
Yep.
So that right there is a verse that corroborates that there was water under the earth. There's still water under the
Hmm.
earth. You can drill a
Yeah.
hole and get water out of a well.
Yep.
Psalm 29:10. The Lord sitteth upon the flood, yea, the Lord sitteth king forever.
Hmm.
The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. He sitteth
Mhm.
upon the flood. It's an interesting verse. Okay. 32:6. Am I in NIV? Nope. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of the great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Surely in the floods of the great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. I'm not sure if that's about the flood or not, but it was a word
Okay.
that had the flood in it, so I can
Yeah.
say it. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. So lots of places in here, I think it refers to the flood because I put the whole chapter.
Mhm.
I don't see any in there though. I don't know why I copied this one. He gathereth the waters of the sea together as in a heap. He layeth upon the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. Maybe this one here. He gathered the waters in a heap, covered
Mm.
the earth with water. I don't know. Psalm 68. The hill of God is as the hill of Bashan, and high hill as the hill of Bashan. Ye, why leap ye high hills? Is the hill This is the hill which God desireth to dwell in. Yea, the Lord will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000. I don't know why I copied this one either. When the
Hmm.
Almighty scattered the kings in it, it was white as snow in Salmon. Hmm. Isaiah 54. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. That's the one we just read about sworn, Shaba.
Mhm.
1 Peter 3:20. Which sometime were disobedient when once the long-suffering God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls were saved by water. This is in the book of Peter in the New Testament. So here's the flood, Genesis,
Mhm.
and here's somebody
Wow.
4,000 years later referring to it, or two.
Thousands of years later.
Yeah. So look at this. Which sometime were disobedient okay, this is referring to this. For Christ also hath offered sin, once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit. The just for the unjust, to bring us to God. That was the purpose for him going to the cross, to
Mhm.
open the way for us to have a relationship with God. By which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prisons. When Jesus died, he went into Sheol
Mhm.
and ministered to those who died before he was born.
That kind
Before,
of like waiting room
yes,
before they could go to heaven or hell. They're just kind of sitting there, and he went
yes,
and preached to them in hopes of turning
gaining
their
them,
hearts. Yeah.
yes. And those people who were in prison, which sometime were disobedience, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, God could have wiped out the earth by clicking his fingers,
Yeah.
but there would be really very little evidence of what happened to the people. By
Mhm.
doing a flood and giving Noah and his 3 sons time to build the ark, he was patient with all the people, hoping they would also enter the ark and be saved.
Right.
That's what this is talking about. The long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah while the
While the
ark
ark.
was a preparing. While Noah was building the ark, God was talking probably to the hearts of people, trying to get them to pay attention. The earth is going to be destroyed. And Noah probably preached it too. I think somewhere it says Noah preached to the lost.
Where it says 8 souls were saved, is that referring to Noah and his family, or do
Yes.
you think that's eight? Okay. I was
No,
wondering if that's
Noah
eight
and
in
his
addition
wife,
to.
Noah and his wife,
Hmm.
3 sons and their wives. So that's
Okay.
six, seven, eight.
Got it. Okay.
8 people survived that flood.
Hmm.
Uh, the like figure whereunto baptism doth also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of good conscience towards God
Hmm.
by the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Being baptized in water is like it's like dying to yourself and being risen
Hmm.
again.
Hmm.
Who is gone into heaven and is at the right hand of God, angels and authorities and powers being made subject to him. Of course, that's referring to Jesus.
Hmm.
This is all of this discourse is referring to Christ. All right, 2 Peter 2:5. We're almost done. If God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample or an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Hmm.
Noah's flood and Sodom and Gomorrah are examples of
Hmm.
what happens to ungodly people.
Yep.
That's what he's
And
talking
yet,
about.
here we all here, there they all are, still.
Yep.
But God did promise never to do that again. So
Never flood the earth again, but there will
flood
be a
the earth.
time of
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Fire is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That won't be fun.
No. 2 Peter 3:3 through 6. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. That is happening right now.
Hmm.
Scoffers are people that go, yeah, right, there was a flood. Come on.
Yep.
It covered the whole earth, even Mount Everest. Really?
Hmm.
Those are scoffers. In the last days, there will come scoffers. We're seeing that
Hmm.
today. And
Yep.
saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. You know what that's saying?
Hmm.
Everything we see today is happening the same way it happened since everything was created, or since the
Nothing.
Big
Yeah.
Bang created everything.
Yep.
We don't see animals making other animals, yet they believe it.
Right.
We don't see dirt falling from the sky creating layers, yet they believe it. Whereby the
That's
world,
so true.
whereby the world then was being overflowed with water, perished. Another
Hmm.
account of the global flood right there.
Yep.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. This is where I was talking about. There's a day of fire coming. Not
Hmm.
exactly sure how that's going to pan out, but yeah. So that's
Wow.
my flood study.
Very, very cool.
Just in time, 1:30.
Just in time. Perfect. I like this. This was really interesting. Very cool to see and read. And the chart was really interesting too. And as we were going through all of this, it was really helpful to have already watched that YouTube video, that YouTube movie that you sent me.
I sent you several, so I'm not sure which one.
There was the one specifically about the flood,
Oh, oh, okay. Oh,
darkness,
something of darkness, ark of darkness.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because being able to reference and remember, how the trees were buried straight up and how there were fossils of different animals, of the same animal but in different places, really, yeah, helped kind of tie it all together.
sea animals up on mountains.
Up on mountains, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, very interesting.
because they were covered with water at one time, and then the mountains rose up
Hmm.
and took those shells with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I have sent you several videos.
Hmm.
One of them is called Flood Geology.
Yeah,
Have you seen it yet?
I think that is one that I've already seen. Yes.
That's mostly Dr. Stephen Austin
Yeah.
talking about the flood, talking about St. Helens, the eruption of Mount St. Helens, and how it created Spirit Lake is full as a log mat of pine trees that are now starting to
Hmm.
sink. And if you haven't seen that, you got to watch that one because that'll
I'm,
corroborate all this.
yeah, I think I did see that one, but I'm also wondering if I'm confusing it with, let me see. No, I didn't see that one yet, actually.
I think it's only an hour long. It's really,
Yeah.
really good. It's very scientific, but
Okay.
it's really good. What they do is they talk about the eruption of Mount St. Helens, which took place in
Hmm.
Washington, the state of Washington, I think in 1980 or 81 or something like that, real close to there. When it erupted, it blew off half of that volcano and all the earth and mass, and it blew off trees, just uprooted trees right down the hillside, and they all fell into Spirit Lake, and it sloshed around, and now Spirit Lake is like I think it's like 200 feet higher than it originally was because of all
Oh,
this dirt and
wow.
sediment that.
Yeah.
Well, this this geology professor had a theory that of how these polystrate fossils were created. These
Hmm.
trees that are standing up in what they claim is million-year-old dirt. So
Yeah.
he and a buddy did some diving and went down under Spirit Lake, and there are trees sinking into the peat, into the trees rub together when they move around on the top of the water, and their bark is falling off and it's all falling
Yeah.
down, and it's creating peat, which is like a silt at the bottom of Spirit Lake. Well, some of
Mm.
those logs get waterlogged and then they finally sink down and they land, and it looks
Yeah.
like 1,000 years from now it'll look like they grew there, but they were part of a catastrophe.
Right. Very cool. Yeah, I'll look at that. That
Yeah,
sounds
that
really
that
interesting.
ties this in together really nice. All
Yeah.
right.
Perfect.
Well,
Cool.
I enjoyed this.
Me too.
Sorry.
Missed it last week.
Yeah, sorry about all the coughing. I'm still
That's
fighting
okay.
this. Well,
Yeah, no
Father God, I
worries.
thank you for your word. I thank you that we can trust your word, that your word points to what happened in the early days of our earth, the global flood. We thank you for the evidences. We thank you for the creation scientists who have put together videos and explanations of all these things. And we just soak all this stuff up in our hearts, and that we believe your word over the evolutionists. That the
Yes.
earth is not billions and billions of years old. It's only about 6,000 years old according to your word, the word of God. We thank you for it. We honor you. We praise you. We love you. Amen.
Amen. And I pray that you feel better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll kick that out pretty soon.
Yeah, I've been fighting it for about 5 days.
Oh yeah. Rough one.
I hate it. All right. Well, love you.
Okay.
Talk to
Love
you
you
later.
too. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.